My name is Imraz Oli. Today I'm here with a new video with ANSYS Workbench, some introduction of ANSYS. So, without much delay, let me start our Workbench. First of all, you click on Workbench, you have to install it. And I have a Workbench of ANSYS of version 17.2, and I install it already on my PC. So here after installation you have to double click on Workbench, and you can see the interface of Workbench. So here there are many options are here to do with static structural, which means if our system is in there is no motion in our body or in our structure, then it is called an static structural. Static means we are dealing with only with forces and not with motion of the body. So in static structural, first of all, it is here in there are many ways you can do simulation. First of all, I would like to say one thing, that ANSYS is used for simulation as well as for 3D design. Also we can make a 3D design, but it is not in my point of view, it is not that user friendly for making 3D design. So to make 3D design, I I used to use the CATIA V5 version, and you can see in my playlist also. And for the simulation purpose, I use ANSYS Workbench of 17.2. I can use if you have any doubt about why I am using 17.2, because there is already available 19.2, because my laptop PC is of 6 GB, and I need of 8 GB RAM for to operate 19.2. That's why I install 17.2. So let me see the interface. Let me show you the interface of the ANSYS. You can see here, and you can click here for the more options in it, and similarly here, similar, and there. Now to deal with we mainly deals with, if you are mechanical engineers or any engineers, you have to if your body is in static means if there is no motion, only the force is acting, like in case of in case of your beam, in case of your beam, bridges, etc., there is no motion, only there is an load is acting on it. So I would like to click here. I want to show you static structural interface. Double click on it. This is the red sign, it's showing busy. So for now, for some period of time, you just left without clicking anywhere, and you can see this interface in static structural. There are engineering data, geometry, model, setup, solution, and results. In first of all, you have to set the data, what is your unit and what is the material, and then you have to select the geometry and then model it. The model means after you importing your body, that for you want to want solution or you want to simulate. First of all, you have to import the geometry. After importing geometry, you have to model means you are going to use some of the force, you are applying force, what point load, continuously varying load, or uniformly distributed load, or the any other things and supports, etc. And then you have to set up solution and result. We will finally get the results. And for engineering data, double click on it, and it will take some time. And in here, my default material is structural steel, and you can change it from here also. If you click here, you can slide composite material, fluid material, general material. In if you click general material, there are uh, general material. In general material, there are general non-linear material, hyper elastic material, magnetic BH curve, etc. So here the content of general material data, this is the data source and this is the content. To if you want your by default material shown in the engineering data, here uh, here in this area you have to go there and just click here. Like I would like to select this stainless steel, so it will by default it will come at this sign. Okay, then you have to go this here. There are two options, whichever I want to select. So you can go do this explicitly, or it is available by default here also. So now it is the material. For this material, these are the properties. The you can check it on internet also. The density of the structural material is 7850, etc. Isotopic material, linear isotopic elasticity, Young modulus, etc. also are given here. You can see it here. Okay, after setting this engineering data, you have to go to geometry. The geometry, if you want to make a geometry on ANSYS, it's okay, but in my video I'm going to teach you. First of all, you will make the 3D model in CATIA, and I will going to import it from the CATIA. And you have to save the CATIA file in .stp or .igts. It means maybe in this form. Let me show the example of how to import. So okay, it will take some time. It's saying here design modeler, starting design modeler. It is showing red sign, so it will take some time. Okay, okay, it will taking much time. What to do? Okay, it is opening. uh, just here you can see the design modeler interface. Here there are various options are here, and here you can create your own diagram also by clicking. This is already seen xy plane, and just click here and you can draw a line, etc, etc. But I am not used to it. I know a little about it only. So I am going to first of all to import the file of whatever you made on 3D design on Solidox or CATIA. In CATIA you have to save the file in .stp or .igs in this form. So I'm not sure. Let's start importing. To import, go to import external geometry file, click here, and it will I already made some of the beam. I already done some of simulation on beams. So circular ball using step. Okay, I would like to the ANSYS lecture 11 beam example. Okay, I will show you here modeling. After going here, you will not get any diagram. To get the diagram, you have to click on generate. It will generate our figure. Here you can see. Another one thing is that if you want to zoom in or zoom out, you can do it by your mouse. Just scroll your mouse, it will zoom in, zoom out, and you can rotate it in any direction by pressing the mouse button. Okay, there is no problem till now. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Now this is the our imported body. So if you want to apply any forces, for now if I want to if you are thinking about the dimension of this bar, then for now you can create of 200 by 200 section and 5 meter long beam in a CATIA version. If you want any video on how to make this beam, then please comment in my video and I will make a new video for you guys. So this is our diagram, and I already show you this is the how to do it, and how to zoom in, zoom out, etc. So this is our geometry. Now if you minimize it, you will see this tick sign here. If in your design, in your ANSYS program, if it will show tick diagram, then geometry is good. It is okay, then and you can move to next next part, that is model. So I'm going to click model part. So in geometry, if there is any confusion, please let me know, guys. So click on model to model the your structure. So it will take some time and it will show red sign, it means BG, or it will working on starting mechanical design modeler or any other mechanical structure. So this is the interface of model, and okay, it will starting. So you will gain this one. Here you can see it here by clicking scroll button, and you can move it in it, you can rotate it in any direction. To pan it, you have to press the control button in your keyboard and then press the scroll button and you can pan it. Okay, there is no problem, guys. So now see the geometry. Here is, in geometry there is what sign, and there is also what sign. This means if you double click on it, it will show assignment. Assignment means what is the material that you want to assign for this material. Then you have to select there is by default stainless steel and structural steel. I would like to, for now I'm selecting this structural steel. Okay, now it is showing tick sign, it means it is okay. Now you can move to the next, that is coordinate. You can here can see the coordinate here. Now come to the most important part, that is mesh. What is mesh? Meshing is a process of what you can say, that is a process of discretization or a continuum. Continuum means a continuous body which there is no discontinuity or void in it. So you can say that we have to, in finite element method, now you have to understand the what is finite element method. In finite element method is one of the subject, it is the one of the part of the numerical method. In this, in FEM, you can you have a continuous body, and you have to calculate some of the parameter like stress or other things, other thing. Now you can do it by discretization. Discretization means you have to a continuous body have a infinite number of parts or elements. Okay, and you have to divide that part into a finite element method. That is done by the finite element method, or it is also called that it is discretizing. It is dividing the body into a finite number from infinite numbers. So in meshing, it will discretize. So okay, first of all you have to right click on it and press generate mesh. Generate mesh, this is the generated mesh. This is rectangular element. Rectangular elements, by default it is rectangular elements. And if you want to see that, if you click on statics, you will know there are 651 nodes, and elements of 84 elements. Sizing, if you are making, this is the sizing. This sizing means sizing of the elements. For if you are thinking about what is element or sizing, you can see the YouTube video also. And if you want to make me video on this, please let me know. So after generating mesh, this is by default generating mesh. This is the of a what, it is of regular shape. Regular shape means there is no any you can say that there are no irregularities like stress concentration. You guys are thinking that I am using new words continuously, so no problem here. You can, stress concentration means if there is any abrupt change in your cross section of your body, then there is an stress concentration will occur, which will which will make your body to break from that point where stress concentration is more. So there is no stress concentration, there is no abrupt change in cross section, it is uniform cross section. So it, in the uniform body, it will make the uniform element nodes, etc. So now after doing mesh, let's it's a global mesh. Global mesh means in the body, whole body, there is only one mesh. We can use our own mesh also, local, that is called local mesh. So as of for now, it is not important, so for introduction class. So now it is mesh is okay, it is also tick the tick sign. Now in this there are many options in mesh. So in sizing, if you go to the sizing, then there is coarse. You can find medium. There are three coarse, there are three options: coarse, medium and fine. If I use fine sign, and every time you have to generate mesh, update or generate mesh. So now your mesh is more fine. If the mesh is more fine, then obviously there is number of nodes also increases. If your mesh is fine, then it will give a accurate result for your problems, for your given problems. Now in previous there is nodes of about 200 or something, an element of 84. Now there is nodes of this in 1000 and elements of 1104. So this is the difference between the coarse, fine and in sizing, that is coarse. Okay, I will go to coarse and I will update it again. So now you can see from the static there are 651 nodes and 84 elements. So after doing this mesh, you have to go to insert and apply fixed support. To apply fixed support, first of all you have to, there is tick sign and static structure. Go to insert and fixed support. Okay, now I don't know what is the coordinate system, so I have to click here. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Y-axis. So now go to fixed support, and this is, from here you can select, this is for the whole body, this is for the face, this is for the edge. So we select edge. In edge there is fixed support. Okay, I apply this one, fixed support. Now again go to insert and displacement. We are assuming that the one end is fixed support and other end is with roller support. If there is a roller support, in this has 1 degree of motion only in x direction, because it is in x direction. Y and z direction are rigid or ramped. So I will select this and apply, and now my body or beam can move in x direction, not in y and z direction. So I have to apply 0 here and 0 here. Okay, no problem, no problem here till now. So it is can move in x direction, but in y and 0 there is 0, no motion in y and z direction, means it has only 1 degree of motion, it can move in x direction only. Now you have to go to apply force. I'm going to select this face, and now this is force. If you are applying this like this, then it means it is uniformly distributed force. For now we are assuming uniformly distributed force over a um, entire span of the beam, entire span of the beam. Okay, now you have to apply some force. Now if the uniformly distributed motion of 4 kilonewton acting 4 kilonewton per meter, then 4 kilonewton per meter means, now you have to remember one thing, that we are you have if you are doing this in mm, then you have to apply your set your units also. I am going to set this is in mm, and now geometry is selected already, apply it, and now this is the magnitude of let me assume of magnitude of 10,000 newton, that is 10 kilonewton. 10,000 newton means 10 1 2 3. Okay, I will choose it 100 kilonewton. Okay, no problem in choosing 100 kilonewton. 100 and kilonewton means 1 2 3. Okay, now direction, for direction it is acting upwards, so I can click on direction and you can reverse it by using this one. Okay, apply, this is acting in reverse direction. Okay, this is uniformly distributed load acting on the body. Now you apply the mesh and then analyze and fixed support displacement force. Now we have to go for a solution. Now click on solve. Okay, no problem, till now it will take some time to solve the problem. It will take some time, so don't feel lazy, guys. I'm trying to make this video more interactive. Overall progress, okay, no problem. So now we already get the solution. Now right click on solution, insert stress. We need von Mises. We select von Mises. Okay, von Mises. And another thing, we'll select deformation in total deformation. Okay, now after we are applying for the stress and total deformation, so now go for solve all again. Then after solving, it will give us some of the information. This is after solving, after applying this force. As you know, if you are applying if two side are end of your body is one is fixed support and other one is can move in x direction, then it will, if you are applying the uniformly distributed load, then it will give the deformation at the mid, at the maximum. Now this is the 198.01 is maximum. In unit is megapascal. In megapascal it is the maximum stress that is generated for deformation. If you want to go to deformation, then maximum deformation is unit is mm, and it will bend up to 1.82 at maximum bending. So if you want to see the animation, then you can go here, that the effect of load on it. Now effect is increasing and it will give the deformation at the mid, at the maximum. So if you want to print review and other things, you can go from here. This is the your print review. Okay, report preview. If you want to see the report preview of this project, then you can go here. From here you can see this report also. Okay, that's it for today, guys. uh, thank you for watching. If you have any suggestion to me, you can comment on my YouTube channel, Anji. Okay, thank you guys.